Cowabunga, dudes, because you have reached Red Steele's Toilet Review. I'm your man, Red Steele, and today I'll be reviewing from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Bebop. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Bebop. But before I get into the actual review, I want to go over some of the nostalgic details on this packaging. Up front here, two illustrations you with the figure, and all the accessories inside. On the top of the packaging, you have a couple of vintage illustrations of Bebop. In the middle here, you have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles logo. Over here, you have the Foot Clan insignia, and on top of that, it says Bebop Weapon Shell Drill. Down here, you have another illustration of Bebop. In the corner, you have a warning label that says Choking Hazard. Small parts, not for children under 3 years. In the other corner, you have the Playmate Toys logo. On the back of the packaging here, in the top corner here, you have the Nickelodeon logo. In the other corner here, you have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles logo. Over here, you have a caption that reads, The Evolution of the Turtles. A boy's bowl of pet turtles falls into the stench of an underground city sewer. They land on Splinter, a penniless, powerful ninja master who lives in the muck. Then over here says, Splinter's enemy, Shredder, leader of the evil Foot Clan, pours a disgusting green ooze over Splinter and accidentally the turtles, hoping to zap him dead. And down here says, instead, the turtle pets mutate into turtle teens, and Splinter turns into the biggest rat to ever face a trap. And finally here it says, Splinter, the big cheese leader, teaches the turtles the way of the ninja. Together, they form a kick-stopping fighting team for the side of good against the deadly Foot Clan. Get ready for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. In the middle, you have a cross of all the other available figures, and down here you have a file card that reads, Portrait of Bebop, powerhouse punk enforcer of the Foot Clan. Vital punctistics, weapons, turtle shell drill, garbage can shield, knife, birthplace, hoggy wood, height 5 feet 10 inches, weight 265 pounds, age 19, previous form, punk gang member, Warthog. Then down here it says, Bebop is a mutant punk rock hog who can slam dance his way through any crowd. This roadhog warrior dares to shave his head in blatant opposition to the establishment and his parents. And behind his mohawk ponytail, cool shade, and all-star tennis shoes lurks the hardened pig ready to pulverize the turtles. Guided by the evil Shredder, Bebop is willing to roll in the mud to snort out the turtles. His two turtle shoulder pads cover a grotesque array of safety pins, tattoos, and junk food. Always at his side, the shell drill serves as a constant reminder that the party's not over until every turtle lies on his back. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Classic Basic Bebop. Bebop was released on January 15, 2023 with the suggested retail price of $11.99, and he was available at all major retailers. Bebop was released along with the other Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Classic Basic figures, Shredder, Krang, Rocksteady, Foot Soldier, Leatherhead, and Splinter. Bebop has 7 points of articulation, and his accessories include turtle shell drill, garbage can shield, and knife. Bebop stands 5 inches tall, and he is meant for fans ages 4 and up. Now that I have Bebop on my display table, I just want to go over some of his plate features and accessories. First by talking about his knife. And this knife is molded out of very solid gray plastic. There's very little give to it. So if it falls into the wrong hands, like the hands of a small child, and this child pokes another small child, it will cause a little bit of hurt, but won't cause any significant damage because the blade of the knife isn't pointy or sharp. It's very dull and rounded. And this knife has some great detail to it. You got some blade detail, you got prong detail, even has some handle detail. In order to arm Bebop with his knife, you kind of have to do it the old school way, because a lot of times I like to pry my action figure hands open, and they eventually conform to the original shape by slip the weapon in there before it does. Well, here you just have to do it the old school way, where you just push it through the top of the hand. just like that. And now you have Bebop armed with his knife. Very cool. Well, I'm going to take his knife, put it off to the side. The next accessory I bring in is his garbage can shield. And it is what it says it is. It is literally a garbage can shield, because this is actually a garbage can lid, which is really cool. And there's a lot of great detail. You got handle detail, you got bolt detail holding the handle to the lid, and the lid here is actually a garbage can lid. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles had a kind of a eccentric theme, because, you know, back in the late 80s, early 90s, action figure lines kind of geared themselves more to the gross side of things, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles weren't afraid to go there because they dealt with a lot of garbage, toilets, and dead animals, which is crazy to me. But in order to arm Bebop with this garbage can shield, you did the handle of the shield, you push it in between the thumb and the finger, just like that, and now you have Bebop armed with this garbage can shield. Pretty cool accessory. The final accessory I want to bring in is his turtle shell drill. This turtle shell drill has some cool detail also. You got scope detail, you got some machine detail there, you got drill detailing and handle detail. In order to arm Bebop with his turtle shell drill, you do the handle, and much like you do with the shield, you push it between the fingers and the thumb so it goes into place. I'm going to turn it forward so it kind of conforms to the hand and it gets held into place a little bit better. And now you have Bebop armed with both this turtle shell drill and his garbage can shield. Very cool. And I don't know if you guys have watched my channel before in the past, but I've mentioned in earlier reviews of my Teenage Mutant Turtles figures, I had the original lineup. And before I moved to California, I sold that entire lineup, and I regret that now because I did not know later down the road I was going to be able to review reissues of that actual line, because for me, I sat on those figures for a very long time, and I felt it was time for them to go. Then all of a sudden, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles became hot again. And the reissues are a perfect example of that. And when I got this figure, I thought there was something off about him, and I didn't know quite what it was. So I went online, I looked at some old stock photos of Bebop, and I realized that they did change the color scheme in this Bebop. Because the original Bebop had a lighter brown tone to the body here, and the airbrush that they did to the face here was a darker pink, so it kind of blended much better. But here they went with a brighter pink and darker brown, so the two color schemes kind of clash with each other, and you see a lot of the airbrush right there. So that was a little disappointing, but other than that, it's the exact same figure because they reused the same mold as they did with the original figure. I mean, lots of great mold detail though, too. And I'm going to start with the back here, because you have this little insignia on the back of his jacket here, and I'm sure that probably represents his old boss before he started working for Foot Clan. You got the turtle shoulder pads right here, and what I did not notice before is you got like some parts of the actual turtle here that still remain, like the remains of the turtle, the skull here, and you got the bona fide hands of the turtle here, and I did not notice that with the original figure. You also have chain detail right here, and another detail I did not notice before was Bebop had a tail. Never noticed that before. And another thing I didn't notice before was he's wearing a leg brace. And you got some stitch detail in his pants, and even the boot detail is kind of cool because he did the whole thing with wrapping around the laces around his shoes, which a lot of us did back in the 80s. I mean, very, very cool figure. You got that skull necklace detail here, you got that vest detail, and he has a lot of piercings. He's got that nose piercing and lip piercing. He's got warts, his trademark sunglasses, and his trademark mohawk. Very cool figure. I actually do love the original figures. I think they're great, and I think they've aged very well. They look even great to today's standards, and even the recent Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles toy line kind of pale in comparison to the original. I mean, I look at the new Bebop, and I'm like, the old does not even hold a candle to the old school Bebop. Just a cool figure. I mean, I love this figure, and I'm glad that I have the chance of bringing my collection back in again, because I do deeply regret selling my original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collection, and now I can go ahead and recollect all my figures once again. But if you guys found any of the information in this review valuable, please like and share this video. Also, if you enjoy my content, please subscribe to my channel, and while you're there, click the bell to be notified of any future videos. I want to thank you guys for watching Red Steele's Toy Collector Review. I'll check you guys out next time.